Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up, bold, and the beautiful 2-week spoilers for April 14 to 25, 2025. See Hope Logan, Annika Noel, is crushed, and Bridget Forrester, Ashley Jones, is searching for a miracle cure. Monday, April 14th, Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, is in that silly mustache over at Forrester Creations, and she has crept up on Will Spencer Crew Morrow. After eavesdropping on him and Electra Forrester, Lania Grace, talking about their spa day. She makes another explicit offer to do the dirty with him right after he was just left high and dry and frustrated with Electra, who of course has every right to tell him she is not ready. Will is clearly suffering with trying to pretend like he is patient, and Luna is going to tempt him. Meanwhile, Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, reassures Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, the same thing he did on Friday. They're going to get back their soulmates, Hope Logan, Annika Noel, and Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, but well, not if Daphne Rose, Muriel Villar, has something to say about it. Shayla Carter, Kimberly Brown, and Poppy Nozawa, Roni Park, get into a brawl at Il Giardino. Shayla calls Poppy and shoves some dessert in her face. We're going to have a full-on lady fight that's going to clear out the dessert rack. I cannot imagine that Deacon Sharp, Sean Kenan, is going to approve of what is happening. I don't even know why Poppy came back to Il Giardino. Honestly, what is she thinking? She had to know she was in for a butt-kicking from Sheila. Tuesday, April 15th, Brooke completely loses it when she overhears Daphne going to Carter asking him to forget Hope and be with her. Brooke is going to flip out. But Hope doesn't want Carter. She broke up with Carter. It was her choice. He came over and asked Hope not to do it. She insisted, and she has told her dad, Deacon, that she is done with him. She has told her mom, Brooke, that she is done with him. But of course, Brooke isn't listening, just like when she decided that Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, was Hope's destiny even when he wasn't doing right by her. I just think Brooke needs to butt out. Really, it's not like she's making great romantic choices for herself either. Electra goes to talk to Ivy Forrester, Ashley Brewer, about what's happening with Will. Electra is still not ready to get intimate with him, but at the same time, she's afraid to lose him, which is a terrible position for any woman to be in. I'm sure Ivy is going to tell her niece, "You do you. You know, if you lose him over this, then he's not worth having." Some good solid advice like that. I hope Electra doesn't just cave because of the pressure, because that would really, really stink. Luna is amping up her efforts to take Will. She is showing off her body in some lingerie, trying to tempt him, asking him if he wants to see her try on different lingerie. But Will tells Luna firmly he doesn't want her, and he finally gets Luna to leave Forrester Creations. She'll have to put her little mustache back on, but she's not going to give up even though she's going to leave, as he's asked her to do. Wednesday, April 16th, we have got Deacon talking to Hope about her romantic history and some of her bad relationships, and he is giving her some advice. That's kind of interesting because Deacon has had a pretty dodgy romantic history himself. You know, like when he impregnated Brooke with Hope while he was married with Bridget, and how he's now married to that nine-toed lunatic, Sheila. I don't think Deacon should be giving out any relationship advice either. Luna tells her grandma Sheila she wants Will, and she won't give up until she gets him. Of course, Sheila is probably going to keep giving her terrible advice about using sex as a weapon. Clearly, Electra is in trouble because she is in Luna's crosshairs. Liam is surprised to find out Bridget is joining the team of doctors working on his case. Dr. Grace Buckingham is on there. Finn is kind of more of an FYI. He's involved, but he doesn't seem to be actively working the case, which it's very weird kind of conflict of interest. Then Bridget is on board. Finn reiterates if not for Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Messins would. Liam would already be dead. Grace and Bridget pretty much say, Well, speaking of dead, Liam's situation is inoperable, and it sounds quite dire. Thursday, April 17th, Steffi and Liam talk about being Kelly Spencer's, Sophia Paris McKinley, parents, and how much it means to them, and how precious their daughter is. Of course, very soon, they're going to find out that Liam's time is running out, which is going to be hard on everybody, but specifically on Beth and Kelly, his daughters. Meanwhile, Finn's talking to his mom, Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, about all of this stuff, and she reiterates to him, "Don't forget," Steffi said, "stay away from Luna. I don't care what else is going on in your personal life. You can't go hang out with her." But I think he's going to go hang out with her pretty soon on Bold and the Beautiful. Friday, April 18th, Kelly tells her mom, Steffi, that more than anything, she wants her daddy Liam with her at her school dance. Steffi knows this is a long shot. Liam is in the hospital. They just had to cut a burr hole in his brain. If you don't know what that is, they take basically like an electric screwdriver, and they right into your skull to relieve pressure, because when your brain swells, then you get brain damage and your cells die. So, a burr hole is literally a hole they screw in your head to take the pressure off. If you ever wondered if Liam had a hole in his head before, he certainly does now. Liam, meanwhile, is determined to take Kelly to her dance, even though Bridget and Grace think it's a bad idea. The week of April 21st through the 25th, Liam is pushing himself too hard. He's adamant he's going to go to that father-daughter dance with Kelly, but we may see a collapse and a certain death scenario. To me, I don't know about you guys, it feels like they're doing a copy and paste of the Eric Forrester, John McCook, Dine plot, but with Liam and his brain instead of Eric and his vague, was it a lung thing? They didn't say what it was for so long, and then I think they finally said cancer. It feels to me like they're just recycling this plot, like they like to do on B and B. Hope's going to be devastated when she finds out Liam might die, and Steffi's struggling to keep Liam's secret, while trying to protect him from doing more damage to himself, and while also trying to ease Kelly's fears. Hope wants to check in with Liam, but Steffi's not going to make it easy, and she may quickly figure out something's going on, and Liam and Steffi are hiding something. Luna's lunacy over will intensify as Sheila escalates her efforts to hook up with Electra's man. Finn has a hard time sticking to the ultimatum to not see Luna. Bridget and Grace try and find a way to save Liam's life. They're on the search for some sort of miracle cure for this inoperable medical malady. Will thinks his Luna problems are over since he rejected her, but he could not be more wrong. Also, Jack Wagner is back on June 13th as Nick. It sounds like he's probably back for Brooke, which sounds like she's probably out of luck where Ridge is concerned, at least through late spring.